Good morning, dear students. أسعد الله صباحكم بالخير. Today we are going to continue our lectures, okay, in technical English language. This is week 7, lecture 3. Today we are going to talk or to discuss reading comprehension text. And this is, as I told you the last lecture, this is a practical lecture on dealing with reading comprehension text, how to read a text and how to answer its question. يعني محاضرة عملية، تطبيق عملي على القراءة وإيش والاستيعاب، كيف نقرأ تكست وكيف إحنا نجاوب على الأسئلة الموجودة عليه. Okay. Let's start with text 1. Read the following text and then answer the question below. Okay, we have a text. We have 7 texts, 7 نصوص، فينا 7 أسئلة عليهم. Okay. Look here. Read the following text and then answer the question below. Even with today's overall focus on technology, business phone call. Okay, يعني the whole focus will be about what? Will be إيش? A business phone calls, okay? Or phone calls intended to discuss deals, agreements, and any other information of professional significance are important and often utilized as they allow experts from a number of different companies and organizations to completely understand one another. Like many other aspects of business, phone calls feature quite a few variables and elements that should be considered by those involved. Failing to consider these variables and elements can inhibit a business phone call's effects and negatively impact business relationship. So you have to keep in mind, it's not easy to make a business phone call. يعني مش من السهل إنه الإنسان يعمل شيء نسميه business phone call، مكالمة هاتفية خاصة بالعمل. Okay, why? Because we have elements and variables. You have to take them in your consideration. في عناصر وعوامل مهمة لازم ناخدها بإيش باعتبارنا قبل ما نعمل إحنا نسميه هنا business phone calls. Okay, to benefit. Why do this? Why do we do this? ليش إحنا بنعمل هذا الشيء? To benefit from the business phone call. Look here. What is a business phone call? تعريفه. What is a business phone call? Is it a phone call between two friends? مكالمة بين صديقين? No. A phone call about no particular subject, or a phone call intended to discuss deals, agreements, and any other information of professional significance. D, none of the above. ولا واحدة يعني لا A ولا B ولا C. Which one is correct? Do you see here? A phone call is intended to discuss deals, agreements, and any other information. These helped me to decide which one is correct. Which one is correct? So the correct answer is what is C. This is what the correct answer. Let's move to text 2. هروح على text 2. Okay. First and foremost, a caller dials and starts a business phone call. Who starts a business phone call? A caller. While a receiver answers a business phone call. Do you see here? We have caller, the person who calls, and receiver, a person who receives the call. Starting a business phone call might appear to be as easy as dialing a phone number. مع بعتقد إنها هي فقط المكالمة الهاتفية هي بس تضرب على الأرقام. That's it. No. But there is a bit more to the process than that. The caller should assure that the call is taking place at appropriate time. Okay? يعني if you want to call somebody, you have to call him at what? At an appropriate time for the receiver. Okay, for example, don't phone him after the midnight بعد نص الليل. Okay, and that there will be defined subject matter outline to discuss. Okay, لازم يكون كمان موضوع أنا بدي أناقشه معاه. And that this subject matter is إيش outlined. You have to keep these three things in your mind if you want to make a business phone call. Call at appropriate time for the receiver. The subject, there should be a well-defined and organized subject matter, and the subject should be إيش outlined. يعني إيش ملخص بطريقة واضحة. Okay. Well-defined subject matter could be anything from a potential deal to agreement, specifics, and even an inquiry as to how a client is feeling and what he or she needs. Client معناتها إيش زبون حكينا عنها المرة customer يعني. طب whose job is it to outline the business phone call conversation topics؟ مين اللي لازم إيش يلخص أو يرتب أمور conversation business conversation business phone call. The receiver, the company, the caller, or both the company and the receiver. طبعا هي إيه من الشخص والمتصل هو إيش the caller. This is the correct answer. Let's move to text 3. Text 3. Outlines of important discussion points or reminders of topics that should be talked about during conversations help make business phone call as, to see here, as meaningful, okay, and useful as possible. Okay, if you want to make a business phone call, okay, you talk during the conversation when you are clear and everything is clear and your talk is organized. This will help what? To make the phone call what? Meaningful and useful as possible. You have to do this. With that, business phone calls can begin with some light-hearted small talk. We come to something we call it light-hearted small talk. يعني حديث إيش من القلب. Or we call it small talk. We call it non-official talk. له اسم آخر يكون عنه non-official talk. What's the purpose of this? شو الهدف منه? That intending to offer a break from official conversation. الهدف منه إنه تخلق نوع من التواد بينك وبين الشخص الآخر خارج نطاق إيش العمل. To build what? To build the trust. عشان تخلق إيش الثقة. And to emphasize a relationship. تظهر علاقة الشغل. Before proceeding into the matter of professional policy. قبل ما تحكي عن إيش عن العمل بشكل إيش مباشر. Now, what is the purpose of small talk? شو الهدف من small talk؟ أنا هو حكينا إحنا light-hearted small talk. It's what? It's B. To offer a caller, a receiver, a brief break and improve their relationship. Time. Let's go to text 4 now. Exchanging. Now, when the caller call the receiver, what kind of information they exchange? Exchanging information or providing contact details, pertinent figures or statistics or other requested data or data is a common business phone call practice that can be started by the caller or the receiver. To exchange information, one simply asks the individual on the other end of the phone if he or she believes it would be mutually beneficial or helpful for the parties involved to swap specified information. If an agreement is made, the received information should be taken into note. If something that a caller says isn't completely understood or isn't clear, one can politely ask him or her to repeat what was said. This request can be as simple as, "Can you please repeat that?" or sorry, I didn't catch that. What type of information should be exchanged? What type of information should be exchanged? Is it information that's unrelated to work, ملهاش علاقة بالعمل، ولا information that's agreed upon at the start of the conversation، معلومات تم الاتفاق عليها في بداية المحادثة، ولا any information، أي معلومات، or mutually beneficial information، معلومات ذات فائدة للعمل. of course yes، اللي هي إيش عندنا؟ هي عندنا إيش؟ دي. It's what it's دي. Okay, let's go to text 5. If something that a caller says isn't completely understood or isn't clear, one can politely ask him or her to repeat what was said. This request can be as simple as, can you please repeat that? Or sorry, I didn't catch that. Ending a business phone call or the process of hanging up and bringing a conversation to a close is usually automatic and occurs when both callers feel that the dialogue's purpose have been fulfilled، إنه حقق هدف من الديالوج الحوار. If a business phone call has to be ended early، لازم ننهي المحادثة مبكرا because something unforeseen has come up, the caller should ask if the dialogue can continue at the later time. How should one ask a caller to repeat something؟ أنت ما فهمتش على المتصل، بدك كيف أنت ممكن تطلب منه يوضحه أو أعيد هذا الشيء كمان مرة. Okay. Politely and respectfully to aid the conversation and the relationship، ولا rudely بشكل وقاح، يعني بشكل وقح to punish him، عشان تعاقبه على إنه ما قدرش يوضح لك الكلام، ولا one shouldn't ask a caller to repeat، مش لازم يسأل المتصل على إنه يعيد quickly so to save time، بسرعة مشان توفر time. So the correct answer is what is A. Okay, text 6. If you remember from the last lecture, I think we talked about reading comprehension text. We will talk here about emails. Okay, professional response emails، يعني واحد بعت لك ايميل بدك ترد عليه ويكون الايميل بدك ترد عليه professional response email بنسميه، يعني ايش؟ ايميل مهني. اوكي، رد ايميل مهني. اوكي. Professional response emails are courteous and useful messages sent to a person or organization that sent an initial message. تبعثه أنت لشركة أو لشخص بعث لك رسالة مسبقا. For example, a business manager who's asked about his company outlook in an email would send a professional response email to address the sender's question and concern. واحد بعث للشركة سؤال يسأل عن شغلات موجودة بالشركة، هسه مدير الشركة أو السكرتيرة أو النائب تبعه لازم يبعث إيميل يخبر الشخص اللي بالمعلومات اللي طلبها. هذا بنسميه إحنا إيش؟ Professional Response Email. This type of email should provide answers and data that are useful to the recipient. لازم يحتوي الإيميل على معلومات مفيدة وبتجاوب على أسئلة إيش؟ الشخص اللي بعث الإيميل مسبقا. What are professional response email؟ شو المقصود في professional response إيش؟ email. Okay. Is it emails sent to ask a question, ولا email sent for an official company related purpose, ولا courteous and useful message sent to a person or organization that sent an initial message, ولا B and C? The correct answer, it's what? It's C. Okay, let's go to text 7, the last text here. Perhaps the most considerable difficulty in sending professional business email is remaining calm and official. For example, it might be tempting to send an angry email in response to a customer complaint, but doing so would negatively impact one's company. Don't send angry emails to anyone because this will affect the company. يعني حتى لو كنت غاضب من الزبون عمرك ما تبعث إيميل غضب. ليش؟ ليش للزبون؟ إنه راح يأثر على الشركة بأثر بشكل سيء. Instead بدل ذلك one should form an email response that is collected, helpful and useful. لازم يعمل رد لازم يكون مساعد ولازم يكون مفيد ولازم يكون إيش؟ يجمع كل شيء مفيد ومساعد. The short-term benefits of sending professional business email are enhanced productivity, optimal cooperation, and minimal amount of wasted resources. يحافظ على المصادر تبعتك والشغل تبعك، بيزيد من تعاون الشركة مع الآخرين وبيزيد إيش؟ الإنتاجية. In the long term, however, someone who constantly sends professional business email will likely develop professional reputation. وانت هيك بتصمم كمان ايش؟ سمعة طيبة لايش؟ للشركة. طيب. Let's see what are the benefits of sending professional business email. شو الهدف أو الغرض من improved relationship تحسين العلاقات, effective communication تواصل فعال, save money توفير النقود, all of the above يعني A, B أو C. Yes, it's all of the above يعني كلهم. Yes. What are the benefits؟ بما إنه قالها what are the benefits معناته في عندنا more than one benefits. معناته these are the 3 benefits. Okay. Okay. Dear students, I would like to thank you for listening to this lecture. I'm so happy to be with you. Have a nice day. Thank you very much. See you next lecture.